Hi, this is Lisa from Low Cooking Rubber Stand. Have you checked out our last tutorial? This is my last tutorial and it's called Stay at Home. So I was using my Home 3 Home stamp set and matching die set, and then today I want to show you with the same stamp set you can come out with a pop-up card. So that's what it looks like. Oops, my swimming pool is kind of pop out. So that's one of the card, and also we are going to use the same stamp set to create this one. Okay, so that's started. Okay, so we would like to encourage you that stay at home working on your car project. So we are offering you actually with this stamp set and the matching die set all together is only $29.99 plus free shipping. Okay, so just make sure you check under this month's special. This is going to be $29.99 plus free shipping. That's awesome deal. Okay, first we are going to working on our foundation color. So this foundation color I actually use a stencil. This stencil is belong to Judy King's, and from my knowledge I think Judy King doesn't have online store. If you like to purchase any stencils, you can just call in and then they will process a phone order. So the stencil that I use, this one is called the Stonefield. It's pretty unique, isn't it? And from my last tutorial, I also used a few of their awesome stencils. So just go to their website. I think you can see their collection from their website. It's just when you want to place an order, you got to call them and tell them what you want. Okay, so we are going to make an A2 size card. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. So this is the A2 cardstock, and the white cardstock is 8.25 by 5.25. So you can have your paper ready, and this is a watercolor cardstock. This cardstock is the one I bought from Michael's with 40% coupon. It's Kansas. They are thick and they are really good quality for blending. Okay, so Judy King's stencil is 6 inches by 6 inches. It's kind of big. So I folding my cardstock. This is 8.25 by 5.25. So you find the half of the cardstock, and then you are going to just flip over your cardstock and then put your card on top of that stencil and make sure you secure with a washi tape or reposition tape. And then you're going to flip over. So make sure they line up here, right? Because we want to make a perfect foundation. So your folding line is going to just line out with this stencil just in the middle. And just in case I want to protect my right side, the cardstock, so you can just put the piece scrap paper or photocopy paper just in case. So I have two colors here. One is a light gray. I want to create those kind of stone field looking. It's called the London Fog number 901. And also I'm going to add a little bit purple. It's a 500 called the grape jelly. You can use any kind of dye-based impact. They will work just fine. I like dye-based impact because they are easy to use. They dry fast. If you want to use a pigment, and make sure after you use pigment impact with your mushroom, you got to clean it because the pigment impact is kind of milky. After a while, they will deposit on your mushroom. So I have created a lot of tutorial to show you how to use a magic mushroom. So this is the magic mushroom. I was using it and I didn't clean last time after I used. So, but because I'm using a darker color, it doesn't really matter. But I just want to answer one of my email. One of the customers, she told me she used the distress ink, and after that her impact is having a hard time to pick up the lighter color. So this is what you're going to do. You are going to just use a wet cloth, kind of remove as much as you can your dirty color from your magic mushroom. Sometimes you can actually spray a little bit more water and then try to absorb that mushroom. That mushroom need a little bit moisture to help you blending. If the mushroom is kind of too dry, they don't really blending well. So kind of just squeeze like this. And then before you use your magic mushroom, you're going to use a napkin or paper towel or a dry towel that you are no longer use it anymore. So it kind of just absorb the ink. And then try to do as much as you can, and then when you apply the color, see there's no color on your mushroom, that means this mushroom is clean to use. You can even use the yellow color, they will not affect. So because the mushroom is made with sponges, they are not brushes, so it's very easy to use. I am going to just brush some ink directly on my magic mushroom, and I use black for the gray color. And then you are going to just tapping it. When you tap hard, it become darker. When you release a little bit pressure, it become lighter. So just keep tapping. Okay, repeating. You hit hard, it become darker, and then you release a little bit pressure, and it become lighter. So just keep repeating until you fill it out the whole page. Okay, here is some information. Because the magic mushroom, they are sponges, they are not brushes. I think we all had this experience when you do the very fine detail stencil. You try to brush, and you accidentally push a little bit too hard, and the brush you went under the stencil. That is not helping. So the mushroom is sponges that make your job easier. And I always have a dirty fingerprinting on my artwork, so this is what I do to prevent that happen. I just put a piece of Kleenex, and then sometimes you can actually blending, drawing a circle if you secure your stencil well, so that way they won't move. So you don't have to kind of completely cover it. I think that's really pretty already. I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to change the color. So before I working on my the other side of my cardstock, I am going to use my purple color. Okay, and then we are going to just kind of tapping a little bit around the outside. Okay, so make a little bit different layering, make it more perspective. Okay, let's see what's look like. So I'm going to gently remove my stencil, and you can still save that washi tape. So that's pretty, right? And then I am going to working on the other side. Okay, so before I working on my other side of a cardstock, is something very important. I want you to use a wet cloth, kind of clean the surface. Because this dye base that I'm using is so easy to clean it, so make sure you clean with a wet cloth before you do the other side. So that's what to look like my foundation color. Isn't that awesome? Very pretty stencil from Judy King's. Okay, so that's a beautiful house now. So here is the other great tutorial I would like to share with you. So usually what we do is we stamp with a black image and we color, and then we're going to put a die cut on top. And then while I'm putting the die cut on top, I didn't pay attention, and then my die cut shift a little bit, and this is what happened. It's so painful when this is happen. So after you spend a long time, you use your Kobe marker, watercolor, you color, and it's so exciting, you go to die cut it, and then after you run to the machine, whoops, this is what happened. It's not painful because all the time you spent to coloring, you went down to gel. So this is what I do to avoid that one. I will die cut first and make sure it's a perfect shape, and now I'm going to coloring. So that way I can prevent this happen. So I'm going to just fast forward to color this one. Okay, if you want to see more, if you want to get more information how to coloring, just make sure you check out DVD library. There's a lot of coloring. So after I finish coloring, I am going to use this white pen just to add a little bit crown molding. Why not? So we are going to just dip some color, and just give a little bit touch out, add a little bit white color to really light up this house. Look, with that white pink touch up, isn't that pretty? Okay, now we are going to set it up. Okay, so before I glue my house on top of my cardstock, I kind of seal the windows. So in this car, I use Vallon, and sometimes I use yellow cardstock. You do whatever you like. But this one, I just found out the black looks well. But when I put my house on top, you can see in the back, it's kind of, oh, this is actually yellow. It's kind of ugly, right? So what I do is I just grab one more piece, I just die cut it without the stamp image, and I am going to just glue in the back to support the back. That way it doesn't show that those patches. Okay, and now we are going to put our house on top of the scroll pile. Try to find the center of this house, and you are going to just use your scroll pile to draw a line. It doesn't have to be even, okay? Just do your best to find the center, and then kind of fold it. And also on the left side of this house, I have a few stairs, so they are not even, right? So I am going to just folding that stair kind of forward like this. Okay, and now we are going to put the support. So I have a two-piece cardstock. They have to be the same height like this. So the wider one we're going to put on the top, and then the narrow one we're going to put on the bottom. So we are going to just use good adhesive. Okay. And then you are going to just put that piece on top. Okay. And this one here. Okay. And then we are going to just fold it. If you have a scroll pile, you can use a scroll pile helping you to find the place to draw a score line. If you don't have it, just use your hand. It doesn't, a little bit distance is okay. So you kind of create a step like this, right? Okay, now you're going to grab your card and find your center line. So I already folding the half, and then the house, the place you're folding it, you are going to put on top. Okay, and then the house have to be, you have to make sure that when you close it, your house is inside the card. So around the third, 1/3 area will do. Okay, so the center folding line have to line out with the least line, and then we're going to use a pencil, just draw a line. That's your cutting line. Okay, so actually this part I'm going to just sacrifice. I'm going to just trimming it, that 2 step. These have to be completely flat. Okay, so you're going to put your house like this, right? Kind of how, like it depends how big, what kind of angle you want. So it's very important, that line. Okay, so I'm going to just draw a line here on the right side, and a line from the left side. So you can see, let's see, here is the line, yeah, right? And then we're going to cut it. So you're going to use the exact knife. You're going to cut it. Okay, be careful. Okay, just cut it. Okay, and then you can use the eraser to erase that pencil line. Now you are going to insert that 2-piece paper. Like this. That's how your house is going to stand out. Okay, and then make sure give a try first before you glue it. Okay, and then I found out these two pieces actually have to fold against like this, so that way your house will sit nice and straight. They are not a kind of crooked, right? So you're going to just put like this and try to close it. Make sure it's nicely closed and open. Is that awesome? And then now in the back, you can just keep it. Don't trimming too short. If you feel like if you're trimming until here, your house doesn't have enough support. So make sure just keep this length. Okay, now we are going to build our pond here. So you just make sure you have two sheet paper, one light blue, one dark blue, and then this is no stem, no die cut. You just kind of trimming any shape you want. It's your property. So just do these. Okay, so that's my pool. Looks nice, right? And then we just touch out a little bit blue. Okay. And then we are going to give a layering. Glue this one first. And then just follow up to trimming it. Okay, so last things. So this is my house and this is my pond, and be creative. Maybe you can come with like a golfing, fill. Try to decorate your car with anything you like. And then the last thing is now we are going to glue our centerpiece on top of the cardstock. And I found out don't try to put too much glue. All you need is put just a little bit on the right, a little bit on the side. This kind of pop out card, if you put I don't know, is the tension or what's the reason, if you put all the glue, put all the glue on your main piece, and then when they open it, I think because the tension, they kind of will create some wrinkle. Okay, so just put a little bit. See, I don't put all of them, just like a book. Okay, and then isn't that awesome project? Okay, so this is today's tutorial. I hope you really like it, and we have one more tutorial coming with Lisa Home Sweet Home Stamp Set. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. This is Lisa from Local King Rubber Stamp.